Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video and welcome to what is the start of my moving vlog. So it is currently the 14th of April, I think, and I appreciate that by the time this vlog goes up it will probably be way beyond that point, because I'm just gonna have to pick up the camera as and when I have time, because we have quite a lot to do in not a lot of time. So currently, as you can see, I have started the packing process. There is a lot of everything everywhere. I'm currently in the middle of doing the referencing process with the new house that we've put a holding deposit on. I know I'm being a bit premature packing and stuff, but we really want to just go now. We're just fed up. We're fed up of being in limbo, and we just want to be proactive and start doing things. And I know that it's going to take me so long to get things done. I don't want to waste even a second of time that I have. So today's Monday. The boys have just today left of the Easter holidays. They go back to school tomorrow. I've already made applications to the new schools in Wales. And they're upstairs fighting. I don't know if you can hear them. Honestly, they're like, they love each other one minute and then they hate each other the next. I think that's just typical brothers. Avery actually went back to nursery today, which is also very, very exciting. Even though, you know, she's not actually going to be there for much longer, which is kind of sad, but I didn't want to let her miss out on any more kind of social time when she's already missed so much time from being on a steroid treatment and whatnot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then watch my vlog from a few weeks ago. As far as we are aware, she does still have the hypsarrhythmia in her EEGs, but the doctors are happy to just kind of treat her clinically. As long as she's not having any clinical seizures, they're just gonna carry on as normal. She had the synapsin test not long ago, so hopefully she can come off the hydrocortisone soon. She had to go on a hydrocortisone course after the steroids just to make sure her body was doing what it was meant to do in terms of her kind of hormones. But she went back to nursery today. She seemed very happy to be there. I'll be going to pick her up in the next hour or so. So yeah, it's kind of just been lots and lots of packing. I have a ton of boxes behind me. This kind of area here is kind of going to be the area of where I kind of store everything. Our dining table and chairs have already kind of been packed away. That is because we're selling them, and we're selling a lot of our bigger stuff, a lot of our appliances, a lot of our bigger furniture, to buy new when we're there. One, because we wanted to eventually anyway. Two, because it saves us money in the moving van, because that's not cheap. And three, because we don't actually know the space we're working with in the new house. This is going to seem absolutely insane, but we've not actually seen it in person. We've done a virtual tour. It was funny how it happened, actually. We went to Wales to view houses. We went there for about 2 days. We stayed with my brother and sister-in-law, and we saw three, and the last one we were going to go ahead with, but then as we were leaving, another one came up on the website that was literally a 5-minute walk away from them, which seemed perfect. So it was after business hours by this point, so as soon as we got home the next morning, we called them, we did a virtual tour, and we put the holding deposit down on the same day. That was Friday. So like I said, today's Monday, and it's all systems go. We've just got to keep our fingers crossed that all the references go through now, because it would really suck if they don't at this point. But yeah, that is kind of where I'm at, up to date. I am going to spend this last hour filling out these references and seeing what else I can pack. Hello, it is now Sunday, so it's been a little while since I last talked to the camera. Just wanted to give you a quick update, and also since I am feeding Avery at the moment, I figured you guys might want to see her, because it's been a little while, hasn't it, Pudding? Can you say hello to everyone? Hey? Yeah? So, first update is Avery's been unwell again. She spiked a fever through the week, and thank goodness, touch wood, she managed to shake it off very, very quickly. I think she had a fever for maybe 24 hours, and she's still a bit poorly. She's coughing a lot, but that's nothing new. but she seems to be coming around again now, so hopefully that was just a passing thing. We did notice 1 or 2 twitches, but luckily they didn't transpire into anything else. Next update, in terms of kind of the moving process, aside from the fact that we're living in utter chaos at the moment, honestly, if you could see my dining room, there's no longer a dining room table there now because I've sold it. It's literally just full of boxes and just stuff, but the majority of the packing is done. However, we don't really have confirmation. Careful, Poole. We don't have confirmation yet on the house that we are supposed to be moving into. We should have confirmation hopefully by the beginning of next week. As soon as we hit that point, I will be reaching out to the boys' school and all of Avery's medical professionals and whatnot. But what Avery's paediatrician did tell me last week is that we can't really change over any of her sort of medical things until we have a new GP. So I don't know if it's the same for like physio and things like that. But once we have confirmation on the house and things are signed, I will start doing that. I know. I already have a filled out kind of late application form for the secondary school that I will be applying for Zach to go to, so that's ready to send off as soon as I get confirmation. So really it's kind of all up in the air at the moment. I just really hope that this time tomorrow or even Tuesday we will know the way things are going for sure and be able to actually plan for it. In the meantime, since we were kind of stuck in limbo, I've just been using all of my time to pack. Josh has just gone to take Marley home. He was with us this weekend. My brother and sister-in-law and their children were just over for a little while, which was really, really nice. Had a nice catch-up. And I suppose the other thing that I haven't updated you on because I couldn't, but I can now because by the time this video goes up it would have already happened. And since Eli is sat next to me, he's going to have to be in on the secret as well.
I don't even know what the secret is.
No, he doesn't know what the secret is because Eli's not very good at keeping secrets. My dad actually had an idea to plan a big 60th birthday for my mum. He didn't want to plan it because he didn't want my mum to get wind of it through people contacting him, so I've planned it, and it's happening next weekend. So
where?
We are travelling up country.
To where?
To where Nonna and Pops live.
Oh, how long is the drive?
It's a 5-hour drive. No, actually it's about a 4.5-hour drive. And yeah, we are going to be staying in an Airbnb for a couple of nights and
What's
celebrating.
An Airbnb?
It's about a bit like a house that somebody rents out for a couple of nights. But you've got to keep quiet and not say anything to Nonna if she calls.
No.
Okay? So let's see how that one goes. Yeah, that's another one of the kind of big things at the forefront of my mind at the moment because that needs to get kind of, or has needed to get planned.
Does Josh and Zach know?
Zach doesn't know, Josh does.
Marley?
No, Marley doesn't. So yeah, that is happening next weekend. So that's another
Avery?
kind of... Avery knows all the secrets, don't you, baby girl? So that's kind of been taking up a lot of time as well, just making sure all of that's planned. So yeah, oh actually there is another thing I need to update you on. We had the results for Avery's synaptin test back. For those of you who don't know, Avery was on prednisolone for 2 weeks, a very high course of prednisolone for her hypsarrhythmia. So when she came off of that, she needed to go onto hydrocortisone just to keep control of her cortisone levels and make sure they were working correctly, and she couldn't come off that until she had a test to make sure her own hormones were coping fine on their own. Turns out her levels were actually low, so the doctors have now gone to endocrine to kind of find out what the next steps are if Avery needs to stay on hydrocortisone, which is actually, I think, a surprise to all of us, including the doctors, because usually there's no problems with coming off of hydrocortisone. However, there is a chance, which is why they do the test. So of course Avery is just one of the few that it does happen to. So there's that. I'm not too impressed about it because of the side effects. Avery has gotten very hairy, haven't you, Pudding? And we can only think it's due to the high cortisone. Her doctor said it probably is. Sorry guys, this is just kind of what she's been like for months now, it feels. We did speak to a doctor about it this week. Huh?
Feels like a year.
Feels like it does feel like a year. We did speak to a doctor about it this week and she said she thinks it is mostly upper respiratory and most likely saliva related or potentially saliva related. We've decided not to use any of the medications or patches to help thicken the mucus because we found that Avery struggles more the thicker her mucus is. So really surgical options are our only options now, one of them being Botox. But with how it's gone for the referral, for the Botox for her legs has gone, I am not holding my breath because it's been quite a long time and we're still waiting for that. So yeah, really that is kind of where we're up to with updates. Yeah, we are packing. Avery's still coughing and that kind of sums up our life at the moment. So I am going to carry on feeding little madam now. Probably going to stick something on the TV. I would normally read a book at the moment, but I've just finished like a 3-part series, I suppose, and oh my goodness, it was so good. I've got to recommend it because it was just amazing. I can't remember who it was written by, Pepper something, but the book is called The Boy and His Ribbon, and the second one is called The Girl and Her Wren, and the third one's called The Sun and His Hope. Really, really good books. If you like a romance story, they were so good. I couldn't put any of them down. When I first started reading them, I honestly thought that I wasn't going to be able to finish them because it is a bit slow in the beginning, but the more I got into it, the more I just fell in love with the characters, and it was such a lovely book. It is on Kindle Unlimited if you're on Kindle Unlimited, and I 100% recommend them. They were really, really good, and I won't lie, I cried. I cried at the books. I think they had every single emotion. Like, I felt happy, I felt scared, I felt excited, I felt sad. Every single emotion I could have felt. Angry, yeah. Every single emotion I could have felt, I felt reading these books. They were really, really good. So if you are a reader and you like a romance novel, I would definitely recommend giving those a read. But anyway, yeah, that is my little update. I just didn't want to sort of abandon this vlog. I wanted to kind of keep updating as and where I can. Hopefully the next time I update you guys we'll have some definitive news and we will be hiring moving vans and sorting everything out. So I'll catch up with you then. So quick update, and excuse my hair, we're actually travelling up country tonight for my mum's 60th birthday tomorrow, or 60th birthday party. I've planned it all, it's all done, it's all ready to go, and she's still none the wiser, so hopefully it will be a really, really good surprise. I'm looking forward to it. However, Avery is a little bit on the twitchy side today. The twitches have come back, so I'm just waiting to hear from our epilepsy nurse. I think maybe we should start a course of clobazam, and also her hydrocortisone needs to go up because she's unwell. I'm not sure if this is something I've talked about. Maybe I did talk about it in my last update, but basically because Avery's natural cortisone levels aren't kicking in the way they should, basically the high course of prednisolone that she was on for the hypsarrhythmia kind of depleted them. We have to be very careful with her cortisone levels. So she's on a low dose of hydrocortisone, and then if she's unwell, which they just said use your instincts, and I feel like she is a little bit peaky, to triple what she's on. So I think I'm gonna do that. We do have injectable hydrocortisone just in case she vomits all of her hydrocortisone. It is that serious, like it could make her that unwell if she doesn't have the hydrocortisone because her body's not producing her own natural hormone. which could be very dangerous for her. So we do have a plan in terms of that, and I think I am just going to put her on the higher dose of hydrocortisone until I feel like she's better. They said usually a 3 to 5 day course is enough. Yeah, I also think we need to put her on clobazam because the twitches just seem to be getting progressively worse. We did up her topiramate by 0.5, not 0.5, by 5 milligrams. I think we're going to up it again by another 5. Yeah, so that's that. We are going to be taking extra precautions with going up country this weekend. I'm going to be phoning the community nurses as soon as they're open, just to make sure Avery has open access at the local hospital where we're going. And yeah, so packing update, or moving update should I say, everything's going smoothly. We needed to end up getting a guarantor and all those checks have gone through now. We're just waiting for kind of the paperwork, and our guarantor, who was my mum very kindly, and we're very grateful, my mum needs to sign something, have it witnessed, and then they can draw up the tenancy agreements. So we are still hopefully on track for moving next weekend, which is terrifying because it's so close. And because of that, I did start getting the ball rolling with Avery's medical care and the referrals and stuff yesterday. I also contacted the school the boys are in now, and sent off Zach's late admission form for secondary school, because I know which school I want him to go to. His cousin will be in the last year of school by the time Zach starts secondary, so I know he's going to have somebody there he knows while he settles in, which I'm really pleased about. But yeah, so now we have a week left to pack this house up and get everything ready to go, and let's just hope that Avery doesn't get so unwell that she needs to go into hospital in that time. Luckily Josh is home at the moment, so that gives me an extra pair of hands, which is very much needed with Avery at the moment. She's doing okay in herself. I was a little bit concerned this morning because she didn't seem okay in herself, but after some paracetamol and some ibuprofen, she seems to have perked up a little bit. She's still twitching, but she's perked up a little bit, so I'm pleased about that. So today is kind of going to be a mix of packing, getting things ready to go tonight for going away this weekend, and just keeping a very close eye on Avery and carrying on with referrals and whatnot. It's a lot. Yesterday got to the point where I got a little bit overwhelmed when I started the referrals, because I started contacting Avery's medical professionals for the referrals, because I was getting phone calls left, right and centre, lots of questions, having to figure things out, all while knowing we still don't actually have a tenancy agreement yet. So it's a little bit up in the air. I'm a bit on edge and overwhelmed, but hopefully this time in a month I'll feel better knowing that it's done. The biggest move is done. When we move again, then it will just be moving house and not necessarily the area. So this is the big move, and hopefully it will all be worth it. But I will do another update when there is more to update, I suppose. Morning guys, it is Monday the 29th of April. We're supposed to be moving this weekend, and fingers crossed, if all of our paperwork goes through okay, that should still be the case. Things have gone alright up until now. We had a bit of a hiccup, but we've kind of crossed that hurdle now, so hopefully things should be okay for us to move this weekend. I'm really hoping so, because we've booked our moving van, and I've contacted the schools and Avery's nursery. I need to fill you in on this weekend. So this weekend was my mum's surprise birthday party, and honestly, seeing the look on her face when she walked into the room and saw that everyone was there was definitely worth all the effort it took into planning it. I mean, luckily I have siblings, so I didn't have to do it on my own. My brother and his fiance helped to decorate the venue, and they sorted all the decorations out, so that was really helpful. My sister-in-law made the cake, so everyone kind of chipped in. So it was really nice, and it was really nice for my mum. We had a really nice time. However, on the Sunday morning, bearing in mind we all got back to our Airbnb very late on Saturday night, on Sunday morning Avery woke up very twitchy, and those twitches ended up turning into a proper seizure. So we had to call the paramedics out. It was a different kind of seizure again to ones we've seen before. This was very much like the tics that she does, only they were just continuous, and it lasted just shy of 5 minutes. Luckily it did stop on its own, and we didn't have to give her the rescue med, which was really lucky. If we did have to give her the rescue med, we would have taken her into hospital. However, because the hospital in Stafford, which is where we were, doesn't have a paediatric unit, we actually decided to keep her at home because the seizure had stopped. Her blood sugars were fine, her blood pressure was fine. The paramedics did stay with us, which we were really grateful for. The paramedics stayed with us for an hour until Avery's fever started coming down, because again, if her fever didn't come down, then that would have been something a little bit more worrying to need to send her into hospital. But her fever was 39.7 when the paramedics took it, and by the time they left it was 38.5, so it had started coming down. Avery seemed to be a bit more responsive, a little bit more alert. She started to smile, so we kind of felt like we were out of the woods. So in the end, we were planning to leave earlier yesterday, but we ended up going and spending the day at my mum's house, her new house, which is the first time we've seen it as well. We decided to spend the day there and then leave around Avery's bedtime so that she would sleep on the journey home. Not that it worked out like that. She was coughing a lot of the journey home, but she did manage to get some rest, and then she actually laid in this morning, which I think she very much needed. She napped for about 2 hours yesterday, which wasn't surprising, to be honest, because the seizure would have really taken it out of her. So yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic weekend, to say the least, but I'm really glad we did it. I'm glad it's done. My dad was really chuffed with it because it was all my dad's idea. There's a moth flying around and it's bugging me. So yeah, it was really good, and I got to see my family. I got to see some family that I've not seen in over a decade. It was really lovely, and now that we've done it, especially with us moving to Wales, we will actually be ever so slightly closer to where my mum lives. So I'm hoping we'll be able to make the journey up there semi-often to spend some time with my family. But yeah, so that was the weekend. In all honesty, I'm quite proud of us, Josh and I, that, you know, she had this seizure, but we were kind of able to feel comfortable with Avery at home. You know, we knew kind of where the line was, and if she kind of crossed that line, we definitely would have taken her into hospital, but we felt perfectly comfortable. The main reason we didn't want to take her, to be honest, is because we felt as though if we took her to a hospital that doesn't know Avery, they're just going to ask us a load of questions, and we're basically going to have to do their job for them, and in the end they're just going to want her to see her usual consultants anyway. So I just contacted her consultants. I contacted her epilepsy nurse last night, and yeah, we just decided to keep her home. But anyway, that was the weekend. I'm knee deep in packing. As you can probably tell behind me, everything is a mess. Everything is getting packed up. We have a lot to do this week. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and give you a bit of an update. That's where we're at. And in all honesty, I will probably close this vlog out here and pick you up again maybe when we are moving, or maybe when we're in the new house. So yeah, thanks for watching this one. I know it's been a bit of a random jumbly one, but it's kind of been like that in my life at the moment. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.